Hello, my name is Joseph Montgomery from educationlawyers.com. Today we're bringing you a tragic story that demands your attention. Our firm is representing the family of A.C.R., and we're going to use his initials because the details of this matter are very sensitive. A.C.R. is a 5-year-old kindergarten student who attended Francis S. Tucker Elementary School in the Miami-Dade School District. A complaint has been filed against the Miami-Dade School District in the Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County, Florida. This case involves allegations of negligence leading to a devastating incident of sexual assault at Francis S. Tucker Elementary School. While these details are difficult to hear, they're necessary for ensuring accountability and change. On May 26th, 2023, during school hours, A.C.R. was sexually assaulted by an older student. The alleged assailant was in 6th grade. And remember, A.C.R. was in kindergarten at the time. The assailant, is believed to be 13 years old at the time, and over 8-year age gap, and no reason these two students should have been sharing the same bathroom. The incident took place in a school bathroom that was not properly monitored, despite clear policies requiring supervision. Our lawsuit alleges that the school board failed to provide a safe environment for students and neglected its duty to protect vulnerable children. The trauma inflicted on A.C.R. has had a profound impact on him and his family, who continue to suffer emotional and psychological harm. We have with us today Miss Ramirez. You'll see Miss Ramirez's face has been blurred out slightly to avoid too much public attention, but Miss Ramirez does believe that at this time it's necessary to inform the public of what's been going on at Francis S. Tucker Elementary School. Miss Ramirez, thank you for offering to share your story.
Thank you.
Um, how did you first learn about the incident involving your son at Francis S. Tucker Elementary School?
I picked him up and we always have talks about his day. And unfortunately, that day he told me something that changed our lives. And he specifically told me, Mama, a boy ate my pee-pee, meaning his private parts. And I had to do a retake and ask him again. And he repeated it again and he pointed and then he did something with his mouth, like implying that somebody ate his pee-pee. So I did a very quick U-turn. I took him straight back to the school. I found a police officer, which was just outside the school. I told him, of course, I was hysterical. I told him what happened. And then he tried to calm me down to bring my son inside. We did. That's when he found the vice principal. And then he took his statement, and then that's where my son told him where it happened, which is the bathroom, which is specifically for small kids. Um, later, later on, we waited for more police to arrive, and luckily there's cameras around that area, and we waited there for them to start the investigation, I guess, in the school to see if it was accurate or not. And while we were waiting, there was a dismissal for the older children. And since I then found out that the kid was older than him, I asked him, if you see who did that to you, who touched you, I'm sorry, tell me who it was. Tell me if you see him. And he did. And I stopped him from leaving the school. The security guard put him in the office. And then there was video of him going into the same bathroom where she should have been in with my son. That's how I found out. Because in every school, in every school that my children have attended, there's always a buddy system, which 2 little boys and 2 little girls are sent at the same time to the bathroom to ensure that they both come back together. However, after this happened, I found out that my son was sent to the bathroom completely by himself. So he didn't have a buddy. And maybe that could have prevented that from happening, or a security guard being attentive enough because there's small children walking around there. Somebody's supposed to be looking out for them. I mean, that's what I thought.
How has this incident impacted your child psychologically and in their everyday life since the event of May 26, 2023?
Well, we went to therapy. We had to. He had nightmares. He made drawings of bad guys and him. And he would just wake up sometimes scared. I had to take him to the bathroom in our own house. He would not go to the bathroom by himself for a really long time. Sometimes he still asked me to stand outside the door just to make sure there's no bad guys. Um, Public bathrooms, we avoid them, um, and we just try for him to not for that not to happen again. But it's impacted us a lot. I still have nightmares about it. I think about it all the time, how I could have prevented it, how it could have been prevented. And he was so small. Um, I just wish I could have protected him a little bit better. The school had done a better job at protecting him. I just feel really guilty.
What steps, if any, has the school or the school district taken to address the situation since the assault?
I have not heard anything about that. To my knowledge, the principal's still there. I have not heard from anybody. Um, it's just like it never happened, like you want to sweep something under the rug type of thing and like make pretend it never happened. And I don't want that to be the case because I don't want that to happen again. And if I could help another child or protocols to come in place for children to be more protected in school, that's why I'm doing this.
Have you or your family been offered any support services such as counseling or victim assistance from the school district?
Not from the school district, no.
And what specific changes would you like to see in school policies or practices to ensure the safety of other students moving forward, including your son as he continues his education?
For one, more supervision, especially for young children when they're going to such a vulnerable place like a bathroom. So there's not unattended and something like this could occur again or happen to another small child. Definitely have older kids way more supervised, and as well as younger ones separated, of course, especially in bathrooms, especially in vulnerable places where they're going to be alone.
What message do you want to send to other parents who might have concerns about safety in their child's school?
Just talk to your kids. What I learned in therapy is very important, to talk about the private parts, um, the language, the things that it's not safe to touch or let other kids touch, or adults as well, because now kids are doing it to kids. Um, and just talk to your kids every day. And if you sense something is off, talk to talk to the teachers, talk to the principals, talk to your kids.
Are you aware of any other similar incidents in this school, Francis S.
Yes,
Thomas Elementary
yes,
School?
yes. The 13-year-old boy that actually did this to my son had apparently done it to a little girl. And I came in contact with her, and unfortunately, she didn't want to move forward with putting her daughter through anything. Um, but I was told that was not the first time that that boy had done that. And it's infuriating to know that this could have been completely avoided.
And what's your impression of how the principal has handled this situation?
She was very rude when I went to the school, when I was trying to get an incident report about what happened and everything. She was just very, it was like she was mad at me for trying to see what happened to my son from the incident report. It was like it happening all over again, like no empathy, no nothing. Like, why are you even here? She was just very upset and very rude.
What do you hope will be the outcome of this case, not just for your family, but for other families in the Miami-Dade County School District and beyond?
That when a lot of incidents happen in a school, it should be investigated and not swept under the rug so you don't look bad in your district. Especially if I'm sure this is not the first time this principal is rude. I had a neighbor which actually had her son there, and she said that she got the same kind of attitude when she addressed problems to the principal. And I'm sure this is not the only case that it's going to be found in that school with that principal being in charge of that school. So the kids should come first, not your reputation, not your district. It should be the children, always protecting the kids and making sure that they have a safe environment where they can learn. And the parents don't have to worry about things like this happening.
How is your son doing now?
I'm trying to protect his mental health as much as I can, but I also want justice for him. It's good. This is not something that just goes away. In therapy, we learn that it just comes back, and it has. We have our good days, we have our bad days. We just want to move forward. I want to protect him, but I also want to protect other kids from this tragedy happening to anybody else.
This case is more than just seeking justice for A.C.R., although that's our primary concern here. It's about holding institutions accountable and creating safer schools for all children. At educationlawyers.com, we focus on advocating for students and families impacted by negligence or misconduct in educational settings. This lawsuit is an important step toward ensuring justice and safety for all children, and most importantly, at this time, ensuring justice for A.C.R. We're going to continue to fight for your son and your family, and we want to thank you again for bringing attention to this matter, which again, it's been well over a year. I feel as though the public has heard nothing of this. Schools aren't in a rush to let us know when things go wrong, even though parents should know that it's far from all sunshine and rainbows, and bad things do happen in schools. And when schools and administrators and teachers and educators don't do their job, the impact is massive and devastating, as you can see here. As a follow-up, an email had been sent to Walter J. Harvey, Esquire, General Counsel for the Dade Schools, notifying him of the complaint and requesting confirmation that his office would be representing the school, as well as seeking a waiver of service. Uh, you have to serve a complaint on an institution or a person, and public policy encourages a waiver of service to help mitigate potential taxpayer liability for service costs, which could ultimately be borne on the school. Despite this, Harvey has not responded to this email, nor has anyone else from the school district reached out at this time. But we will continue to fight for your family and for your son. And again, we appreciate your willingness to share this awful, tragic situation with the public in hopes that it can allow for more transparency in schools and allow parents to understand some of the risks so they can protect themselves moving forward. So, Ms. Ramirez, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add or say?
I just want kids to be protected in school. This shouldn't have been allowed to happen, and I want something to be done. I want something to be done for this not to happen again.
Has there been a police investigation? Or was there confirmation? We know that your son told you what happened. Was there confirmation that this actually occurred? Is there an ongoing
Yeah,
investigation?
yeah. There was DNA found, foreign DNA. Unfortunately, the mom did not allow for his DNA to be taken. SVU concluded their investigation. Um, the district attorney also has an eye on him, I guess, as far as probation and things like that. But that's about all they've done.
Okay. And does your son have an IEP or a 504 plan?
Yes, he does. He has a 504 plan.
And for those who don't know, 504 plan is a accommodation document to help accommodate and support students with disabilities in school. So ACR is a student with a disability in addition to being at the time a 5-year-old kindergarten student. Are you comfortable to share the nature of your son's disability?
Yeah, he has ADHD.
ADHD. Okay. So on top of this being a very young student, not even in first grade, it was a student with a disability who was sexually assaulted within the Miami-Dade School District at Francis S. Tucker Elementary School. Just as bad as it gets. And again, Miss Ramirez, thank you for having the courage and the strength to share this story. And we hope we can get you the best results possible and set your son up for success moving forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.